Okay, I am sick and tired of recording this video. This is my third time recording this, and every time the audio glitches, and my other video that I uploaded, the music glitched, and it was super loud. I just re-uploaded that. You can go ahead and watch that now. It's fixed. And I'm not I said I was gonna do 3 videos today. I think it's just gonna be 2. I've had a lot of technical issues, and yeah, let's get into it. Roll the intro. Naruto had just finished his fight with Kakashi and the other Jonin. He was now looking for Yumi, but he couldn't find her anywhere. He looked at his watch and knew that his 10 minutes were almost up. Think, Naruto, where the hell could she be? In that instant, he got it. He ran to the nearest clothing shop in the area. Naruto entered the shop and found Yumi looking at some shirts. He let out a sigh of relief. He decided to slide behind her, put his hands over her eyes. Guess who? Yumi smiled, already knowing it was her loving Naruto. I suspect it's my Naruto-kun, but he said that he would be here in 5 minutes. Oh, that's right. You said 10 minutes max. I guess they must have been good if they kept you for more than 5 minutes. Either that or you're not a very good ninja. Naruto took his hands away from her eyes. She turned to face him so she could look him in the eyes when he spoke. That was cold, Yumi, but I'll show you how great of a ninja I am. She quirked her eyebrow. How do you intend to do that, Uzumaki-sama? He gave her an evil smile. Like this? He started tickling her all over. She was helpless to do anything but giggle. He finally stopped with a satisfied smirk. The great Uzumaki is always triumphant in the end. She walked up to him and tiptoed to his ear to speak, so no one could hear but him. You may have won the battle, but my Lingui will win the war. I see. It seems that I'll never win a war against you, he said in a defeated tone. She walked back to look at the clothes. She then turned her head slightly to reveal a smile that spread across her face. Nope, not ever. He scratched the back of his head, a habit which had survived with him for his beginning days. Well, I guess I can live with that. Are you almost done? I want to go see Iruka Sensei. Actually, I've been done for a while. I was just waiting for you, Yumi replied. Really? Where are the shopping bags? Naruto questioned. I had them delivered to the hotel. There was a little boy in here looking for some clothes, so I asked him if he could take my clothes back to the hotel for me. I paid him for his services, of course. When we return, I'll just pick them up at the front desk. Okay, let's go. Naruto extended his hand for Yumi to grab. They exited the shop and headed to the academy. It was late in the afternoon and class was already out. Naruto knew that Iruka would be grading papers in his class. Naruto and Yumi arrived at the academy. Naruto was taking in his surroundings and reminiscing his childhood. Although he had a bad childhood, there were some good times. He remembered a time when Choji, Shikamaru, Kiba, and himself had ditched Iruka and ran out of the classroom after he gave them an important lecture. He entered the class but he didn't see Iruka. He saw a bowl of ramen on the side of a desk with papers all over it. He guessed Iruka had stepped out for a second, so he decided to look around. He looked at the seat which were the same. He looked at the seat that him and Choji used to sit in and exchange snacks. He looked up to the seat at the back of the class where him and Shikamaru used to sleep. He smiled to himself. Those were the good times. Unknowingly to Naruto and Yumi, a man with a hairstyle that resembled a pineapple and a scar lying across his nose entered the room. Excuse me, may I help the two of you? Iruka asked. Yumi turned her gaze from the window to the man who had entered the room. Naruto, however, decided not to turn around. He just closed his eyes and smiled. It's been a while, eh, Iruka-sensei? Naruto turned around to the man he saw as a father figure. Iruka gasped in shock. He couldn't believe the person before his eyes. After looking, after looking Naruto up and down to make sure it was him, he revealed a smile. Naruto, is it really you? The one and only, he replied proudly. Iruka and Naruto seemed to move simultaneously. They embraced each other in a hug, which was to be expected since they hadn't seen each other in years. They broke their embrace. Iruka was the first to speak. Naruto, how have you been? I was worried sick. Where did you go? Are you okay? A drop of sweat appeared on the back of Naruto's head. Slow down, he gathered himself. I've been good. Did you get the letters I sent? Each one that you sent me. I just wish you left an address so I could write back, the academy teacher replied. Iruka looked at Naruto. He realized that there was a lady standing next to him. Naruto, who is your friend? Oh, where are my manners, Iruka-sensei? This is Yumi. Yumi, meet Iruka-sensei. Naruto introduced the two. They both shook hands. So this is the Yumi I've been hearing so much about in your letters. Naruto, you have a beautiful girlfriend, Iruka complimented. Yumi blushed. Why, thank you, sir. And soon to be wife, Naruto muttered softly so no one could hear. Please, just call me Iruka. Naruto spoke before silence could take over. Iruka-sensei, I assume you gave me up to Obo-chan. Iruka looked like he was about to apologize, but Naruto cut him off before he could say anything. Don't worry about it. I know you wouldn't have done it if you thought that they weren't going to hurt me. Iruka spoke. I did it because they said they were going to reinstate you as a ninja. I know it's selfish, but I just wanted you back so I could see you. Don't worry, I'm here for the time being. I've got a feeling I'm gonna be here for a while, so we'll definitely have time to catch up. The ninja known as the Golden Fox replied. Naruto grabbed Yumi's hand and they both headed towards the exit. Iruka spoke before they left. Naruto, it's really good to see you again. Naruto stopped at the doorway. It's good to see you too, Iruka. It's good to see you too. Naruto and Yumi exited the classroom. Iruka went back to his desk and returned to grading papers. He opened his desk drawer to reveal a blue headband with the leaf symbol engraved on the middle plate. He smiled at the sight of the blue headband. After closing the drawer, he returned back to grading papers. At a local barbecue shack, sitting at a table with a grill in the middle that seated at least 12 were 12 Jonins. The Jonins that were sitting at the restaurant were Anko, Kurenai, Asuma, Kakashi, Gai, Genma, Neji, Ebisu, Shikamaru, Choji, Tenten, and Lee. Guy was telling all of those who had not participated in the skirmish with Naruto about how easily they were defeated. Everyone, with the exception of Kurenai, Asuma, and Kakashi, were shocked. Impossible! There's no way he could beat all four of you, Uncle stated. I wish that was true, Uncle, but he made us all look like rookies who didn't know their place, Asuma said while preparing to smoke a cigarette. He's that good, Uncle. He even broke my most powerful genjutsu, Kurenai replied. Everyone was shocked. The senbon fell out of Jinma's mouth. Kurenai was the village genjutsu specialist. To hear that Naruto broke her most powerful genjutsu was surprising. Shikamaru decided to speak. I bet the Hokage put you up to the trouble task of testing Naruto's abilities. Yes, she did. Truth be told, I didn't expect him to prove that much. If I had to guess, I would say he is on par with Sasuke, Kakashi replied. Ebisu spoke. You may be right. Neji, who was sipping his tea, put it down to speak. I don't know what his skill level is, but he most certainly improved. He looked at Tenten and Shikamaru. You two had to notice it when we were sent to retrieve him. Tenten wondered what Neji was getting at. What do you mean, Neji? Shikamaru answered. He means how Naruto was able to get behind Ino without her even noticing until the kunai was at her neck. To tell you the truth, I don't think my shadow bind would have held him if he was serious. He even knew who we were. He called all of us out, remember? Asuma remembering what Naruto said before he knocked Kurenai out. Well, he did say something about seeing without your eyes before he knocked out Kurenai. What do you think he meant by that? Lee questioned. Kakashi decided to answer. He told us that he was able to sense our chakra signatures. I'm guessing that's how he was able to defeat Kurenai's genjutsu. Well, I wonder who is stronger, Naruto or Sasuke? Uncle questioned. Tenten responded, probably Sasuke. He did defeat Itachi, who was said to be even stronger than Orochimaru. Uncle looked at Tenten. You're probably right. Sasuke is in line to be the next Hokage. He also knows tons of jutsu. Neji wasn't so sure that Sasuke was stronger. He knew that Naruto was playing with him and the others back in Sun Country. He knew there was a lot more to Naruto than met the eye. Well, that might be a fight we'll see soon in the future. They're going on a mission together tomorrow, Shikamaru said. Tenten spoke. They were teammates. I'm sure they won't fight. You're wrong, Kakashi interrupted. Sasuke and Naruto are rivals. Although they work well together when the situation calls for it, they were always trying to outdo each other. They always fought each other. I think Naruto was the reason Sasuke deflected in the first place. What do you mean? Kurenai wondered. Sasuke was always number one in his class. Naruto was the dead last. Sasuke saw that Naruto was improving greatly and thought that he wasn't progressing fast enough. The day after Tsunade had returned, I found them on the roof fighting. I had to interject before they killed each other. Sasuke with a Chidori in his left hand, about to collide with a Rasengan in Naruto's right hand. He knows the Rasengan? Uncle yelled out. Almost everyone at the table was shocked. Some were confused. What is the Rasengan? Toji asked with food in his mouth. I think it's a swirling ball of chakra gathered in the hand. Am I correct, Kakashi? Shikamaru questioned. Yes, but how do you know he knew that technique? He used it in one of the sound nins on our mission to retrieve Sasuke, Shikamaru explained. It's also an A-rank jutsu only known to Jiraiya-sama and the Yondaime, Kurenai replied. A fight between the two is almost inevitable, Kakashi stated. Well, Sasuke did defeat Gaara who has Shukaku sealed inside of him, so I'm sure he can best even Naruto, Tenten stated. You're wrong, Shikamaru stated. Wrong about Sasuke being able to beat Naruto? Tenten replied. No, you're wrong about Sasuke defeating Gaara. Naruto was the one who defeated Gaara. Everyone at the table was in shock. Kakashi was curious because he had always thought that Sasuke defeated Gaara. All the villagers had thought that it was the precious Uchiha. Shikamaru was one of the few that knew the truth. Tamari saw the whole battle. She told me that Naruto saved Sasuke from being killed by Gaara. Well, here's how she described it. Gaara had jumped at Sasuke again, but Sakura jumped in front of him. He slammed her into a tree. He used a giant hand made of sand to press her against the tree and render her unconscious. I was also told that Naruto created at least 50 Kage Bunshin. He then proceeded to beat Gaara. When Gaara transformed into his Shikaku state, Naruto summoned a giant toad. Naruto can summon Gamabunta as well? Kurenai asked with wide eyes. Not surprising, seeing as Jiraiya-sama trained him for the third round of the Chunin exams, Ebisu stated. I thought that you trained him, Ebisu, Kakashi asked. Well, I was going to. I decided to work on his chakra control, so I took him to the hot springs. I figured it would give him more incentive to stay above water since the water there was hot. Sure, that's the reason. Pervert, Genma said, nudging him in the waist, grinning. I'm not a pervert. I did it for his benefit, really. Anyway, we met Jiraiya-sama there and he took over Naruto's training. Well, like I was saying, Tamari said Naruto summoned a huge frog to fight Gaara. Long story short, Naruto defeated Gaara, not everyone's precious Uchiha. Shikamaru finished. What's that supposed to mean? Uncle asked with a little anger in her voice. Shikamaru stood up. It's too troublesome to explain. Besides, I have to hand in a mission report, so I will see you guys. Shikamaru headed to the exit.